Let me tell you something that could flip your entire financial life upside down if you let it sink in. The wealthiest people on earth, 75% are entrepreneurs, 15% are investors, 7% inherited their wealth, 3% are athletes, entertainers, or artists, and guess how many are regular employees just collecting a paycheck? 0. If you really want to manage your money like the top 1%, you need to understand what those first four groups have in common. Entrepreneurs own businesses, investors own assets, heirs own trusts, and athletes or artists, they own rare, in-demand skills. Do you see the pattern? If you don't own something, you are the thing being owned. That's the brutal truth most people miss. So, how do you start owning things the way the 1% do? That's where my 251551010 rule comes in. I designed this rule so anyone, no matter your income, can manage money like the rich. Because it's not just about how much you make, it's about how you manage what you keep. And I'm not just another guy talking on YouTube. I've been applying this system for decades, turning it into multi-million-dollar success starting from nothing. Let's break it down. The 25%. Growth. The first quarter of your income goes toward growth. This isn't some vague personal growth idea. I'm talking about putting money into things that actually increase in value. Most people, they get a paycheck, pay bills, and blow the rest on random junk they don't even remember buying. That's why 99% of people stay broke. The system wants you like that, rich for a week, broke by the end of the month, chained to the next paycheck. It's a modern kind of slavery. In the old days, slaves worked daily with no pay but got food and shelter. Today, people work daily, get paid, and spend it all on yet food, shelter, and water. The only difference is the illusion of freedom. The way out. You take 25% of your income and put it into assets, things that grow and pay you back over time. While you're working, those assets are working for you in the background, and eventually, they can make you more than your job ever did. Think you don't have enough to start? Wrong. Even small amounts compound. Let me prove it. Meet Billy. He starts investing $200 a month at age 20. Now meet Phil. He waits until 30 to begin, but invests $300 a month. Fast forward to age 60. Billy put in a total of $96,000. Phil, $108,000. Phil put in more, right? He should win. But when you factor in a 10% average return, the long-term return of the S&P 500, Billy ends up with about $1.26 million. Phil only has around $678,000. Billy invested $12,000 less, but retired with nearly $600,000 more, all because he started earlier. That's the magic of compound growth. Waiting costs more than you think, so where should you put that 25%? Here's the scale. Safe. Steady start. Index funds. Simple. Reliable. Just buy a slice of the entire market. Real estate. Rentals, if you can afford it, or REITs if you can't. Skills. Copywriting. Coding. Editing. Sales. No one can take those away. Online businesses. Dropshipping. Digital products. Bigger potential. Bigger grind. Individual stocks. Risky unless you know your stuff. Keep it small. Alternative plays. Crypto. NFTs. Sneakers. Even wine. Fun to try. Not a foundation. Start with index funds and skills. Then branch out once you've built a base. To 15%. Stability. Next, 15% of your income goes towards stability or safety net. This is what keeps you in the game. I had to learn this the hard way. At 18, I bought a car on a loan. It broke down, and I had no backup. I borrowed more, sank into debt, and lost a year of progress. If I'd had even a few months of expenses saved, it would have been a different story. Here's how you do it. Calculate your monthly baseline. Rent, groceries, bills, gas. Let's say it's $1,500. Multiply by 5. That's your target, $7,500 in this example. Now, where do you park it? Easy access. You need it within 24 hours. Zero risk. Not in stocks, not in crypto. Still earning. High-yield savings accounts right now pay 4 to 5%. Try Sophie. Allied. Marcus by Goldman Sachs. And build it fast. Automate 15% from every paycheck. Replace it immediately if you use it. Use roundup apps and cashback cards to add more. To 50%. Essentials. Half your income covers essentials. And I mean real essentials. Rent or mortgage, food, utilities, transport, insurance, not Uber Eats, not 6 streaming subscriptions, not designer drops. Here's the harsh truth. Over 60% of Americans making over $100,000 still live paycheck to paycheck because they confuse looking rich with being rich. So, keep it at 50%. How? Focus on the big two: housing and transportation. Negotiate rent, house hack, or move back home temporarily. Buy used reliable cars, or ditch them if you live somewhere walkable. Use rules, not willpower. Ask yourself, is this impulse? Wait 7 days. Is it brand or value? Choose value. Will this improve your life? If not, skip it. Wealth isn't what you flaunt. It's what no one sees the money quietly building in the background. To 10%, rewards. Finally, 10% goes towards the part that keeps you sane. Without this, saving feels like punishment, and most people end up overspending anyway. Spend it guilt-free on what truly fuels you. Vacations. Buy memories, not clutter. Hobbies. Painting, gaming, photography, whatever lights you up. Experiences, concerts, dinners, nights out with friends, gifts. Not for you, for loved ones. Connection matters more than stuff. Set up a Joe Jar, a separate account that automatically gets 10% of your income. When it's gone, it's gone. That limit forces you to use it on what matters most. And there you have it. The 251555010 rule. Growth, stability, essentials, rewards. A system that lets you manage your money at the 1% no matter your income. So ask yourself, are you gonna keep being owned, or are you ready to start owning? If you want to know how to make your first $10,000 online, I've got a video right up here, but don't click it yet. First, hit subscribe, drop a comment telling me which part of the rule you'll start with, and share this with someone who needs it. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.